Hello and welcome to another video report on the Zwift Racing League, which is presented each week by WTRL. This week's report is for the herd of Blazing Bidets. This is race 5 of season 3. This week had the Bidets taking on the Richmond Cobbled Climbs course. The roster for this week, Brent Robinson, Brian O'Connor, Kevin Walden, Rob Corley taking his first turn as a bidet, Chris Greenland back again for another week, and Mark Powell taking his first turn as a bidet this week. The course is known as the Richmond Cobbled Climbs, so it's got a points race. The points are these two KOMs. The first KOM here is Libby Hill, a bit of a twisty, cobbly thing. The second KOM is 23rd Street, which is pretty much a straight up sprint up a hill. But then there's a third climb each lap as we go around. They get to do it's Governor's Street, and we had to do that 5 times. I think, like many other Zwifters, we had a bit of fear that this was going to be a tough race. I think we all hoped that we'd be able to come in and race like these guys, but I think we all feared that ultimately we would end up on a course that would feel something more like these guys. So just skipping ahead, this is now just the start of the first Libby Hill climb for points. All our team was in the group. It was a big group. I think basically the whole race was in the front group till we got to the bottom of this hill. You can see Brian just off to the left in the blue cap. I think Chris, Kevin, Mark, and Rob are just in behind us at this point. But like this climb goes crazy fast, and essentially I think Brian and I make it across the top. You'll see here as we go across, and the other 4 guys got dropped, which is no slight. Like these guys who are winning these climbs in the group that were doing these climbs are doing like 8 and 9 watts per kilo for a minute. So it was exceptionally tough to hang into the top groups. Yeah. Libby Hill, and I think like Brian actually does an amazing job of accelerating through this top. The one thing I found the hardest was how hard the pace kept going through the top and across this flat. You'll see like I kind of get gapped here a little, and it gets worse later on. But like the strength of these riders to be able to like come across the top there and then like sprint through this flat till they got to the downhill destroyed me multiple times. Brian was much stronger at it a couple times, although as you'll see as we're going to fast forward to the 23rd Street climb. This is, I think, where both Brian and I, although I think for Brian it was even harder, you'll see Brian just dropped right off the back there. You can see on the right hand side his time to me, and I'm like in 30th trying to go up this hill, so 45th even. I think I end up in about the group at 35, but man, it's getting that timing down across the bottom of 23rd Street is a real trick, and I don't think I had it, and I think Brian was also quite frustrated by it too. We did, however, get our group back together. Not Brian, unfortunately. I was hoping he'd be able to bridge up with us as we came in this group, but he fell a little too far off the back. And but we did, this group here, managed to catch the lead group, so by the end of lap 1, I was at least back in the group. Just gonna fast forward in a second, back up to again another Libby Hill climb, but in behind the group, like our team had broken apart, but they were doing a lot of really good teamwork. I'm sorry, like even trying to find guys in these things to get video is impossible, but from what I can remember from the Discord is essentially Mark was a little bit ahead of Rob, and they had to work together, and then I think Kevin was a little bit in front of everyone because he ended up a little further ahead, and then Chris was together, and that group all came together. It took a big effort though by Mark to get Rob back up to the group. So in true bidet fashion, here is a dramatic reenactment of pulling our rider back up to the group. Alright, I joke, but good job by the guys in back to form up and then team up along the rest of the course. As you could have seen before we went into that clip, I was off the back of the group, but this is back to Governor Street. I managed to bridge up by the end of lap 2, so I was in a group of 35th place-ish. There wasn't much else that happened in that group. We knew we weren't getting preems, so it was actually a pretty casual pace around the next 2 laps. So in fact, the group behind that was chasing us had Brian in it, and you'll see him come in here. So their group had moved up by the time we got to the end of lap 3, and Brian's group was caught up with us. Brian and I are together in this group that's kind of in between the 20th and 35th spots on the course. You'll see, again, pretty casual, like they're letting me ride to the front, so you know that they're not really going that hard. You're gonna see Brian come through here. There he is. And once again, like, he just destroys this flat part, and I can barely keep up with him. So good on Brian to be able to smash those flat parts. Unfortunately, we're gonna fast forward here and get back down to the bottom of 23rd Street, and that again proves to be both of our undoings, perhaps. I don't know. Here we go. You'll see, like, here comes the group. Brian's in this group right now as we come up. Right there in the blue hat, and then he just falls right out the back. So again, it's, I mean, I sympathize on falling off the back of this group too. The riders in this race were really good about being able to accelerate through and hold that speed into this climb, and I was not good at it, and I think Brian felt that as well in this race too, how hard that was. So unfortunately he fell off the back of this group here at the 4th lap, and he ended up finishing in 40th place, which is actually Brian's highest finish ever in a GC in one of these races, so that's like still quite a good finish. So good job by Brian. This is the second group, as we came around on the last lap, actually caught the front group. So the front group was really taking it slow. So actually by the time we started the last set of climbs on the 5th lap, I had made it back into the front group, and away we go. Unfortunately, we got to the top of the Libby Hill climb. I was not able to hold on to the front group, and you can see them all riding away from me here. My legs felt like this. I was just gassed going up that climb, and yep, fell off the back, kind of like Frodo, right about here. So here we go. You'll see, like, this is again that flat section at the top of Libby Hill. Like, I'm doing like not quite straight through, but like 300-400 watts. I let off the gas a little here to try and catch my breath, and then I go back on the power. But the guys in front of me were just doing the same thing, and I could not catch back on these groups as soon as, especially the road turned downhill right at this turn. So if you're ever doing this race again, my advice is make sure you get on the gas before you hit this downhill, because good luck catching them. Ended up in this group with 3, and we got to Governor Street, and then me and Frank here dropped Cunningham, and then when we got up to the final climb, it was just me and Frank basically battling it out for 36th place. You'll see I come through, I end up finishing in 36th place. So I was sad that I didn't hold the front group all the way through. Another team best performance by Kevin Walden. Kevin finished 66th in this race. That's the highest he's finished in GC in this category of ZRL, so well done. This was Mark's first GC race in this, or a points race in the ZRL at this level, so good job for him for hanging in there and doing some hard pulls early on. Chris finished about the same place he finishes in, raced his group, beat a few guys to line, well done. And Rob, also his first GC race, stuck in the group with Chris and did it to the finish. So unfortunately, we ended up finishing last this week. Couldn't get the bonus points. Sorry guys, don't have enough punch to get those punchers to get points, but we all raced hard. That's a super hard race. We had a lot of fun in the Discord again, and thanks to all the Bidets. Thanks everyone for watching.